There's a story of my life when I was in middle school. My grandfather died when I was like 5. So I have like 10 little 2-second video clips of him in my head. I barely remember him. So I didn't grow up with a grandfather. But I did have a great Uncle Kenny. And Uncle Kenny was the guy who let me tag along and everything. He took me fishing, taught me how to fish. He took me hunting. We went quail hunting, pheasant hunting, rabbit hunting, squirrel hunting. And I've eaten all of those anyway. And he always had a Starlight mint in his pocket. He always had extra because he knew that was one of my favorite things. And so he'd always have them ready for me. He included me in his life and he loved me. But my Uncle Kenny was not a Christian. And one day when we were fishing, I can remember exactly the lake. We were in Sullivan Lake, and I can remember exactly the location where we were. And even as a middle schooler, God was putting it on my heart. Talk to him about Jesus now. Talk to him about me now. And I just sat there and I was like, I couldn't come up with the courage to do it. All I had to do was say, Uncle Kenny, how come you're not a Christian? And who knows what that from a middle schooler would have done in his head. But I didn't do it. Never did. When I was in college, my Uncle Kenny had cancer and he passed away. Thankfully, my mom, after the prognosis and he's in the hospital, had conversations with him about God and he accepted God's salvation. He accepted Christ into his life. And you could even see like the change in his countenance, the change in his person was even, there was so much love that exuded from him because you saw. And you know what? I vowed that I will never have somebody else have to play cleanup for me. That I'll never pass up an opportunity. When God puts it on my heart to share, that I will. If God puts it on my heart that this is the person, look up. There's someone right in front of you. Just this past month, I had multiple interactions with this family. And then we had dinner twice, unscheduled. And if you know me, it has to be on the calendar for it to happen. Because I'm a planner, because that's Christ-like. I don't know. That's how it works for me. And it wasn't on the calendar. And all of a sudden I'm like, I got to look up. Maybe God has put that family in my path and we need to reach out to them and we need to love them. And so I add another family to my list of who I need to reach out to and who I need to love like Jesus.